Hi friends, it's Holly Jones from Mrs. Jones Stitches. Welcome to Flosstube number 19. Today's Tuesday, May the 23rd, 2023, and I am so happy you're joining me today. We've had a busy couple weeks, so we're just going to take a deep dive in, and I have all my notes here, so we will get started. So I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. We had a really low-key Mother's Day. We invited my parents over, and my mother-in-law is staying with us still, so we had a Mother's Day lunch. We were, like I said, super low-key. We did homemade pizza, and I don't even remember what we had for dessert. But it was nice. We were all just here and together, and my mom made me these really cute hot pads. There we go. These really cute hot pads. They are too pretty. I almost don't want to use them and put anything on them, but I love them. They're really nice. My mother-in-law gave me a nice little gift card, and we had a great day. I have to show you what my husband got me for Mother's Day. I've been wanting these for forever. I've seen tons of people have them, and I got a pair of Kohana Scissors. So they are beautiful. They are red, and they have the cute little tassel, and I just love these so much. He totally surprised me, and you know, it was kind of funny because he was actually at the fire station when the box arrived, and it said like Kohana Japan. Kohana had like a, you know, mailing address in Japan, and I literally gasped out loud, and then I called him at the fire station, and I said, I think my Mother's Day gift arrived. And he's so funny because I am the worst at receiving gifts. Like, if you tell me that you have a surprise for me and that you got me something, I will hound you about it incessantly until you either cave in and tell me, or you get mad at me. And so he had told me that he ordered me something for Mother's Day. And immediately I'm like, what is it? What color is it? Is it something I can use for crafting? Is it something we eat? Are we going somewhere? And he said, I'm not telling you anything. And sure enough, he did not tell me anything. So I was super surprised that he remembered that I had talked about Kohanas, because I feel like sometimes, and maybe it's just my husband, I'm sure it's not, I'm sure it's everybody's husband, but you know, you tell them things and you think like they're probably not even listening. And I had talked about Kohanas and how a lot of people had them, and that I really would like a pair, and I kind of felt like it just went like in one ear and out the other. And I think I was more touched that he actually listened and had just, you know, heard me talk about it before, and, you know, remembered, and then got them for me. So my husband doesn't watch my Flosstubes, but just in case, I love them so much, and I love you very much. Thank you for making me feel so special on Mother's Day. And I got to sleep until 10 a.m. uninterrupted. And when I woke up, he had taken Parker, and they went and got haircuts and came back and brought me flowers. So it was a really great day. This last weekend, my mom and Parker and I went north towards St. Louis for the grand opening of Color and Cotton. And it was everything that I hoped it would be. Angela, I had actually never met her before. I've been a customer of hers for years and years, and, you know, we had messaged on Instagram and texted a few times and stuff, but she was absolutely incredible. So nice, so sweet. She has such a passion for color and a passion for her products and for stitching, and it was so nice getting to peek in her shop and getting to shop around. So I'll show you a little bit of haul that I purchased. I can't show you everything because there were some items that are from the June Club, and I do not want to spoil them for anybody who is in the June Club and wants to be surprised. So I'll just show you a couple things that I purchased. I purchased some trim rickrack. This is 1/4 inch It's really reasonable, $3.99 for 3 yards. So I got this orange, I got this lime green, I got like an aqua, and I also got a navy, but I've actually used the navy already, and so I put it up. But these are just lovely, and they're so they're soft. It's not like that like real crunchy rickrack. These are really, really nice. I really want to order more of these. I got a variety of, these are all my pinks. And I actually need to do a video on how I store my floss. I feel like I get asked about how I store my floss. That's probably the most the question I get asked the most. And I'll tell you what I do, and then I'll show you maybe in another video. So I buy these 2-inch binder rings, and I have them sorted on binder rings by color. I try to do, you know, lightest to darkest, but realistically, sometimes I just get lazy and I don't have time to sort them all. So they're all on rings like this, and then I have some DMC like drawers, and they are sorted by color. So my top drawer is reds, my middle drawer is pinks, my third drawer is oranges and yellows, then I have a green drawer, and I actually have 2 clips in my green drawer. Some are like light greens with like avocado green, lime green, and then others are like a darker like hunter greens and stuff like that. In my blue drawer I have aquas and teals on one ring, and then the other I have light blue to dark blue. I have a purple drawer, which is really funny. I was telling Angela, I have a lot of purple floss, and I'm not a purple girl. I don't typically like purple, but I always buy a purple because I'm like, maybe this will be the purple that I really love. And they're all beautiful, but I just hardly ever stitch with purple, but I still love them and appreciate them. I have another drawer that is blacks and grays and browns. I store my blacks and my grays on the same ring. Browns and tans are on the same ring. And then I have another drawer that just has like whites, off-whites, creams, beiges, things like that. And then my last drawer is like, I call it the mishmash drawer, because it's like as soon as I get done with a project, this is also how I store my thread for a project. So I'll pull all the threads I'm using, I'll put them on a ring, and I toss this in my project bag. That way everything's together. So whenever I get done with a project, I will just take everything off the ring and put it in the mishmash drawer to be put away later. So that's kind of how I do that. So anyway, these are my pinks and reds that I got. I have a lot of pretty greens. One of my favorites, I was really excited to get some of this, is Tadpole. It's just a pretty kind of yellowy bright green. I really like this, and I use this a lot on some of the Plum Street and the Brenda Gervais charts. And I was running low. And some tans and browns. I did get some more picket fence because I love it. It's a really pretty white, and I actually bought a lot of this because I have a project in mind and I wanted to make sure I didn't run out. Then I got some blues, and this one was from last month. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but it's called Bomb Pop, and it's a really pretty variegated red, white, and blue. So that is what I purchased for fabric and for floss and trim. And for fabric, I'm a 32 count stitcher. I prefer to stitch on linen. I will stitch on 28 count sometimes, and I'll stitch on even weave too, but 32 count is like my sweet spot. So I did buy quite a bit of fabric actually. Some of them have names and some of them do not have names. This is 32 count shiplap. I got a fat quarter of that. This one's so pretty. This is, it just says limited edition fabric, and it is a really pretty kind of a minty green. It's appearing a little bit darker in this light than it really is. It's a little bit lighter. That's about accurate right there. This one is 32 count pine cone. And the modeling on this is really pretty. And this is a fat 1/8. This is also a fat 1/8, and this is just another limited edition. And it's kind of a darker teal. I don't have a plan for that one yet, but I just saw it and really, really liked it. These are both the exact same, and I didn't realize it. I actually made 2 separate purchases, and I went back to the fabric twice, and I guess I picked the same thing, so obviously I liked it. This is just another limited edition, and these are 1/8 yards. This one might be one of my favorites, and again, I have no plans for what I'm gonna stitch on this, but I just saw it and thought it was just beautiful. This is called Shrimp Cocktail. It is a really pretty coral pink, and I had so many ideas swirling through my head for this. I thought something with watermelon would be really pretty on this. Anything flamingo would be really pretty, especially if you did like a darker thread color or even a lighter thread color. You could almost do like some monochromatic flamingos or something. Like I said, I don't have a plan for this yet, but the ideas are coming. This one is called Pink Salt, and this is actually a 28 count. It's a really pale pink. It's almost like a pinky mauve. And this pretty girl is Berry Smoothie, and it's a 32. So that was all the fabric I bought. And Kohana cotton fabric is also my favorite fabric to stitch on. It's just really soft. Sometimes I feel like you get linen to stitch on and it can be pretty stiff, and this is all just really soft, but it's not floppy, if that makes sense. I know I've used different fabric before. It just feels real floppy. This is not like that either. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's perfect. Not too stiff, not too floppy, and the colors are perfection. Okay, so that was my trip to Color and Cotton. I took, like I said, I had my son with me and my mom. And so I wanted to, go to the store and spend some time and shop, but I also wanted to have some family time, and I wanted to do some fun stuff with Parker. So we went to this place called the Magic House, and it was, they had all sorts of stuff for kids, and I really appreciated Angela and her mom and dad were at the store, and they recommended the Magic House, and it was so fun, and Parker just had the best time. There's kind of different like centers and stuff there where he can play with trains, and they had like a little car set up where he could be like the mechanic and he could fix the car, and they had like water stations where he could, measure with cups and stuff, and we just had a really, really good time. So we will be back. I want to come back this summer and maybe bring some stitching and actually sit in the store and stitch. But if you are in the St. Louis area, I actually think they're in like Baldwin, Manchester area. If you're in that area of the country, I highly recommend going by and stopping in for a visit. It looks like their hours are going to be Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I want to say it was like 10 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. Make sure you check their website, subscribe to their newsletter, and you will get all the information there too. All right. Let me show you. So that was my haul. Let me tell you about a stitch along I'm doing. I'm doing 2 stitch alongs. One is the Welcome to the North Pole stitch along by Primrose Cottage. This starts next month in June, and they are stitching this piece here from their Nashville market release in March. And they're breaking this chart up into months. So this will be June, July, August, September, October. It'll finish in November, and then you'll have it ready for Christmas. So I'm going to stitch along with this. I have not decided if I'm going to stitch it as one big piece or if I'm going to break it up into smaller pieces. I would actually really like to stitch it in one piece. I do a lot of entries for our state fair, and one of the entries are kind of based on, there's categories, but there's also sizes, and this would be a good piece for the fair. That would be a large piece. So I don't know yet, but the colors are really pretty. I am going to do a color and cotton conversion for this, and as soon as I get all my colors pulled, I will make sure I share that on my Instagram. Also, if you like this pattern, stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to give it away. So I'm doing that stitch along. I'm also doing the Positivity Lifts stitch along with Caterpillar cross stitch. That will start, I think, June 23rd. And it is a hot air balloon motif. And I know it, I mean, I assume it has like affirming words and stuff like that, since it's called Positivity Lifts. My kit is on the way, and I will do an unboxing on Instagram, and I'll do another one here where you can see, and I have a discount code where if you would like to stitch along with me, I'll share that soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. I love Caterpillar cross stitch. I love their needle minders. They're my favorite needle minders. Their magnets are super, super strong, so I'm really looking forward to doing that stitch along. I really don't have a whole lot of whips right now. I have finished a lot of things recently, so I kind of have not really started anything new, so I'm hoping today I can get some feedback from you on what my new start is going to be. So I have some options, and where are my options? Right here. I know everybody's doing patriotic stitching right now. Red, White, and June is going on, and everybody's getting ready for 4th of July stitching, and I am really feeling fall stitching. I really want to start some fall stuff. So I have Witch's Night Out by With Thy Needle and Thread, and I'm really wanting to start this. I love the fall colors, and I just think it's so cute. So that's option 1. Option 2 is A Classic Christmas from Hands On Design. And I, of course, will do a color and cotton conversion, and I picked out some really pretty colors that would go perfect in this, so I really would like to start this too. My Home Sweet Home, and I just love this. I think this would be so cute, and it can sit out all summer too. So my last option is the Summer House from Seasons of the Heart by With Thy Needle and Thread. So these are actually pretty similar when you look at them together. They both have a house. They both have, you know, an urn or a flower pot with flags. But I love them both, so I'm not sure. So please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think I should stitch. Again, our options are My Home Sweet Home, the Summer House from Seasons of the Heart, A Classic Christmas, and Witch's Night Out. So those are some options, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you think I should start. Okay, what else do we have? FFOs. Let me show you what I worked on. It is May, so I know a lot of people are stitching Stitch Mania. One thing I really like about Stitch Mania is you can really adapt it to do whatever that you would like to do. I know some people do new starts every week. Some people do new starts every day. Some people, I've seen a lot of people do the spin the wheel. That's what I believe Jody, Simply Stitching Ocala, and Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, are doing the wheel. I I decided to take all of my time and put it into one project. That's what I did last year for Mania, and it really worked well for me. I prefer to be like a monogamous stitcher. I like to have about 3 things going, usually 1 larger piece and 2 smaller pieces. I don't have a whole lot of whips. I don't like having a lot of whips because it just makes me feel anxious to have things that are started but are not finished. So, and I love the satisfaction of having something finished. I just love it. So, my Mania was the Needleworkers sampler by With Thy Needle and Thread, and I finished it. So here it is. And I stitched this on Heritage Lace by Color and Cotton. It was a fabric of the month from December 2022. And I did a full Color and Cotton color conversion. And I just love this. I finished this about 10 days ago on May 13th. So it did take me a little less than 2 weeks to get it done. And I just am obsessed with how pretty it is. I felt like as I completed each motif, whether it was, you know, the flower pot with the flower or the little, you know, quilt blocks here, the basket with the berries, I just felt such like, I don't know, like accomplishment. It almost felt like little finishes throughout the whole piece. So, and then it says, all my scattering moments are taken up with my needle. So there it is. And I'm going to get this framed. I usually try to do my own framing just to save some extra money. But I really love this, and I want this to be in my home for a while. So I want to get it professionally framed. So that is my first finish. I was also hosting a SAL. It is the PCS Raindrop Kisses SAL, where we were stitching Raindrop Kisses from Primrose. And they debuted this chart at Nashville Market in March, and it was actually kind of like a preview, and it was released in April. So I did a stitch along. You can use the hashtag PCS Raindrop Kisses. It did start May 8th, but I still see people stitching it. So make sure you use the hashtag, tag me in it. I do have one more giveaway to do. I'm going to do one today, and then I'll have one more giveaway. So make sure you hop over to my Instagram at Mrs. Jones Stitches if you'd like to enter. But I finished mine. Raindrop Kisses and Flower Wishes. I did do a Color and Cotton conversion, and I used one of the Primrose Cottage fat quarter bundles to fully finish my pillow. So I used this green gingham here, and on the back I used this really pretty floral. And then I tied it with some baker's twine and put it on the tiered tray. So I will tell you, I had an idea for what I wanted to do for the pillow, but I need to be honest, I am not really good at sewing. I have a sewing machine here. I use this for like my pillow finishes and stuff. And it's funny because my mom is a really talented quilter, and she makes project bags and, you know, pot holders and stuff, all sorts of really pretty things, but I did not get that same gene, I guess. I really wanted to do like a patchwork finish over here. I wanted to do like a 4-patch and have each piece from the fabric bundle on this side of the pillow. And let me show you how it turned out. I was not loving it, and I don't know really what I did wrong. Okay, so that's what I did, and it's not awful, but my seams are not perfect. They don't line up perfectly here. This part here was kind of okay, but this was going to be like what the side of my pillow looked like, and I'm a perfectionist, and so I want it to be perfect. I tried doing something like this for the back, but this one was really bad. Like, doesn't match up here. Like, this is way off. And I thought I cut all my squares at 2.5 inches, and I measured real well, I thought, but I mean, obviously I didn't. So I'm gonna keep practicing. but I really wanted it done and out, so I went ahead and just did solid fabric here and solid fabric on the back. But like I said, I have really pretty ideas, but sometimes they just don't come to fruition the way I want them to. So it is what it is. We are not perfect over here. Okay, so after I finished the Needleworkers sampler, I wanted to do a little bit of patriotic, but I didn't want to do anything too big. So I found this freebie from Paulette at Plum Street Samplers, and you can find this on her blog. If you look for Plum Street Samplers blog, I want to say this is from like 2018, but it's called Happy Birthday, Mr. President, and this is what it looks like. It is to celebrate George Washington's birthday. It says he was born February 22nd, 1732. So that's why right here it says 1732. I made a modification and I changed it to 1776 to celebrate our nation's birth. And here's mine. I did a really primitive floss palette. I used color and cotton. If you go to my Instagram, I have all my colors listed along with the fabric. This is more of the, oh no, I'm sorry, this is Ren. This is Ren by Picture This Plus. I just had a small piece of this and it was already cut, so I went ahead and just used it. And I stitched that. And here is the back. I just did a really pretty ticking stripe back. And then this is the color and cotton navy blue rickrack I was telling you about. Super soft. I've actually never done a pillow finish with rickrack before, and I was really proud of it. It like covers up, I call it the scar, that's my paramedic coming out, but it covers up the scar down here. Some people call it the seam, but I think scar sounds cooler. So it covers up the scar down here so you can't even see it. And I filled it with crushed walnut shells, but I really love how this turned out. And I prefer the crushed walnut shells in a pillow over the polyfill. Polyfill, unless you get it all like pulled and fluffed real well, it can be kind of clumpy. For a pillow like this, polyfill is perfect because it would take a lot of crushed walnut shells to fill a pillow like this, and it would be incredibly heavy. So for things like this, I do use polyfill, but for little smalls, I like to use the crushed walnut shells. It just gives it a nice weight too. And in my previous video, I had shared, this is Christmas Quilt by Primrose Cottage, and I had done one in yellows and turquoise to go with all my bee stuff for hive rules. And I did another one that I did in red, white, and blue. This is stitched on 32 count Ale by Picture This Plus, and I have finished it with Lori Holt fabric on the back, and then I did a white rickrack. And this is the, I don't know, stiffer, more firm, crunchy rickrack. It's really nice. It holds its shape really well. There's that. So these are both sitting on my big tiered tray in my living room right now. So I really love them. I'm really happy with how they turned out. But I'm ready to probably not stitch more patriotic things. I feel like I did a lot of patriotic last year. I did the 4th block party by Hands On Design, and I'll take pictures of all those and I'll put them in at the beginning of this video, so you will have seen it already by the time I'm talking about it. But I did that. I've already stitched oh my gosh, Knee High by the 4th of July by Hands On Design 2. There was one more that it's a With Thy Needle and Thread, not Lady Liberty, Grand Old Flag. So but I love those, so I feel like I've got, you know, plenty of 4th of July up for now, and I'm ready to move on for fall. So anyway, go download this if you are so inclined. It's stitched up really quick. You could easily get this done in a day. It took me 2 evenings, so it's incredibly manageable. Let me see. Needleworkers sampler, Raindrop Kisses, Happy Birthday, Mr. President, Christmas Quilt. We're done, folks. Let's do a quick giveaway. I actually have a couple things to give away. Giveaway number 1. Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage. One thing I like about this is a book. Lindsay said in her Flosstube last week that this will not be available in PDF. So what you can do is enter to win this book. It's $24. If you decide to order it online, you can order it on Primrose Cottage at their Etsy shop, but I'm giving it to you for free. One thing I like about this is it is really large. The book is all in color. I don't want to, share too much, so I'll flash it real quick, but if you've never stitched a Primrose chart, I love the fact that it's in color and it's really big, so it's easy to see. So real quick, their charts are probably my favorite charts as far as ease of seeing, and they have at the bottom of each page, they have like their color key, and I think that's really important. So that way you're not flipping the entire time. So let me cover this up. But at the bottom of each page, they have the color chart. I think that's really convenient because you're not having to flip back and forth pages or anything like that. So their charts are really incredible. So giveaway number 1, welcome to the North Pole. You can just write, let's do this. I want you to tell me what your favorite season or thing to stitch is. So if you like to stitch Christmas and want to win this chart, use the word Christmas. If you like to stitch spring and you would like to win this chart, make sure you use the word spring. Seasonal samplings. If you like to stitch winter, snowmen, things like that, make sure you use this one and you can win this chart. This, I actually stitched this as part of the Annabella's All Things Winter Retreat back in January, and this piece was so fun to stitch. And if you like to stitch, can't really do spring. I'm not sure. If you like to stitch critters, little mice, animals, dogs, cats, things like that. And I picked critters because it has these little chicks and duck on it. So you're going to win this chart. You're also going to win this Primrose Fat Quarter Bundle. It comes with 4 fat quarters. And this will be one giveaway. So giveaway number 1, use the word critters for if you'd like to win this. Use the word winter if you'd like to win this. Spring if you'd like to win this. And Christmas if you'd like to win that. I hope that was not too confusing. I kind of just made it up on the fly, so we're just gonna go with it. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at Mrs. Jones Stitches. It was great to see you again, and happy stitching.